great. So this week I'm chatting with a very old client of mine, and we've just established it was 23 years ago when we were both young.
Younger.
Yes, Ross Brawn, who I'm confused as to your exact working title.
I'm the managing director of motorsport for Formula One.
Yeah.
So I've poacher term gamekeeper is often what I'm referred to, but I'm now working on the organisational side of Formula One rather than the competitive side.
And when you commissioned this, you were with a Formula One team, I imagine?
Yeah, I would have been with Ferrari when I commissioned this. Yeah. And we'd moved into a house we had in Stoke Row, and this was the first piece I asked you to make for me.
Yeah,
and,
one of a few actually.
yeah, we've had a few over the years.
So I'd been making these for about 30 years, and it seemed like this was a relatively early one in my career. What was it about this piece? I mean, this is a copy of a 2,000-year-old sundial working in tortuously slow time compared to your hundredths of a second. What was it about this that caught your eye?
Well, I think, measuring time is what my sport's all about, my engineering sport, my business. It's all about measuring time. But here was a means of measuring time that dated thousands of years ago. But it was an engineering piece.
Yep.
I mean, they recognised what they wanted, what they needed to do, and they created this piece of engineering to measure time.
Yep.
And so that engaged me, that was fascinating for me, and I just think it's beautiful. And it still engages me when I walk past. I look to see what time it is, and I can tell, as long as the sun's out, I can tell what time it is.
So I have no formal training whatsoever, and I know you were a Harber apprentice, which is a very elite school of engineering. I create sculptures using very rudimentary engineering, which is all about the aesthetic. Your engineering is a different game. I mean, it's hyper sophisticated, and there's aerodynamics. I actually see the end result, whether it's a tiny component or an aerodynamic form, as incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, ours, certainly in motorsport, but particularly Formula One, is the ultimate form of performance engineering. So there's not one surplus ounce on a Formula One car. Everything has to perform either primarily for performance, but also for safety, function. A Formula One car is about ultra efficiency and performance. The lightest possible solutions you can find to every requirement on the car, and the great thing is you're measured every 2 weeks out on the racetrack, and if you're not doing well enough, it shows in the lap time, and you have to find performance. And so that's what appeals to me about the engineering challenge of a Formula One car. You've got the human side, the driver, and that's vital, but you've got the engineering side, which is the car and the team, and building that engineering team and making them function and achieving the maximum they can is what really turned me on. I think that marriage of art and ultimate engineering is much closer than perhaps people appreciate. When things look right, either from an engineering perspective or an artistic, they're right. You know when they're right.
So Ross, just want to say thank you so much. That's been fun.
Real pleasure.
Good luck with the rest of the season.
Real pleasure. Thank you.